What's up guys, Shane here from Fugatech 3D Printing, and today we're checking out the April 2019 Mondo Box. Welcome back guys. I said today we're checking out the April 2019 Mondo Box, and Mondo Box sends this to me every month. I missed a couple there, but they usually send it to me, and I do my little review of the kind of the filaments that come in it and the service itself. If you're not familiar with Mondo Box, it's a subscription service that you subscribe to, obviously, and you get 5 samples, and each sample is 20 meters long of filaments, and it can be PLA, PETG, filled filaments, or flexible. That's what I've seen so far. I'm hoping that eventually they will expand to get a few more types in, but for right now it's actually a really easy thing to print on almost any 3D printer. So if you want to check it out, and it comes in at about 25 bucks, $24.99 to get it every month. That being said, if this is your first box, you're going to receive a little laser cut spool, and it just with a simple twist, it opens up. All you need to put it together is some super glue or some wood glue, or even Elmer's glue, heck, would probably work out for this. And that way you have a spool to test all these filaments on now and forever. And again, it comes in your first box, and you can purchase more of them on the website, so I've been told. So now let's hear about the filaments that come in it, and let's take a closer look at how they turned out. And before we look at them, I did want to say, so this one, there's actually Scribicons that happened for this one, but the thing is they included 6 different filaments because they were doing this for Avengers Infinity War. So you have the different colors of all the different stones. They got a filament that was the closest to match those that they could find, or that they liked, I guess. And so that was the whole reason for the 6 filaments in this month. So they give you a little card here that tells you all about it. And then there is this one here as well. This one tells you about the April box. So again, these are little cards that come in there. And now we'll take a closer look at the prints. Okay, so in no particular order, this is Toner Plastics Cobalt Blue PLA, and it's a beautiful filament. It really is. I like the color of it, I like the shine from it, and it prints it for the most part really good. So it's a superb PLA that produces a rich color with great bed adhesion, as even color throughout, which I can say it does look pretty even. As a result, this PLA offers a high level of detail and exceptional print quality. It is PLA, print speed was 50 to 90 millimeters per second. I printed this at 60, and this was printed on my Ender 3. The extruder temp is 190 to 230, I printed it at 210. Bed, I used 60C for that, and it is non-abrasive. The one thing that did happen, and I actually noticed on a few of my other prints, so I'm thinking something is not quite happening correctly on that printer, as I've got this little bulge right here. It's really hard to kind of see that, but it definitely is this bulge in the print, and it's all the way around at the same point in another one of these prints as well, and I forget which one it is, but we'll find it later. Other than that, it did fill in beautifully. I didn't really have, I had a, let's see here, 1, 2 little under extrusion parts up in here. You kind of see the little crack in the thing there. That's not a crack, that's actually where under extruded filament in that part. Over the supports, it did beautifully though. I mean, really did a good job over supports. They cleaned off very well. The overhang was nice, and all the cogs are nice and round. So this did print really well, but I don't know what was going on with this little blob there. Next up, a really, again, awesome looking color filament, and this is Lowe Design filament, and it's their PLA Plus Purple, which it is super duper purple, which I was very happy to see. And this is also, again, printed on my Ender 3, which has the exact same problems as the last one. So I'm thinking this might have been something up with that printer at the time I was printing this. So this was a solid PLA Plus filament that provides better overhang properties as a result in leaving less stringing in the final print. Prints will appear to have a glossy reflection when completed. Well, they certainly have that glossy reflection. And when it comes to stringing, there's not a single one on there. So there's one right here from where the print started, and aside from that, not a single one else. Looking here at the back, over support, an immaculate job again, and also the overhangs of the cogs are all very nice and round. But again, we do have that little bump in the print, which I really don't know what that is. Maybe it's the settings. I use all the same G code on all of my prints. Obviously PLA all use the same, PETG all use the same. So I might need to reslice this and see if I can get anything better to come of it, because I have the exact same 2 under extrusions on this one as well. which again, I think it is the profile and not necessarily the printer. But yeah, really, really nice color. This is, I'm trying to underexpose a little bit because this green is neon bright. Like it glows no matter what. This is a Green PLA from This is Green PLA from Infinity 3D, and again, super crazy bright color. This is printed on my Anycubic i3 Mega. It printed beautifully, it truly did. This is a basic PLA that prints smoothly and has consistent color throughout finished prints. That it most certainly does. Everywhere on here looks great. On the back, it did an excellent job over support, even though it's really hard to see on the camera. I'm sorry, it is just so bright. The overhangs are some of the best I've seen in a while going around the cogs. Really, really nice. Yeah, and again, this came right off on that Anycubic Ultra Base bed. Great color and a great filament. All right, now we have a Lumen Yellow PLA from Filatech, a company I've never heard of before. Now, this is a bright yellow with a matte finish. It does. Is one of the latest range PLA filaments that have been developed by Filatech using high quality prime or virgin raw material. Bed adhesion only necessary for larger prints, which this was printed on my Ender 3, and yeah, it just prints right on the mat. No reason for anything there. Over the support, it did a decent job. Not definitely the best, and over the overhangs where the cogs are, there are some blemishes here and there, a little bit of waviness on the cooling. But the color is super bright. It filled in the top really nice and well. So overall, pretty good print. We got this sucker right here. So this one is not the prettiest one, but it did work. Now this is the Red Translucence TPU from Pinrui, P-I-N-R-U-I, Pinrui, something like that. This is the bonus sample, the flexible TPU filament, and it is pretty flexible. It used almost the entire spool for this print for some reason. This is printed on my Prusa i3 Mark III clone, and a glue stick to hold it down on the PEI sheet, and underneath it's pretty rough. So this honestly happens with almost any flexible filament you do. It does not like to play well with its own support. It really doesn't. You have to use flush cutters and clean it up. This took me, probably a good 5 or 10 minutes to get it to this point, to get all the support cleaned off, or a good 95% of it. There's still some residual left just because I eventually called it a day. But it did, I mean, it is nice and flexible. It is just super stringy. I printed this, so let's see the specs. So it's TPU 30 to 40 millimeters per second. I printed this at 25. I went real slow on it. Extruder temp 200 to 220. I printed this at 220. Maybe if I would have did 210, 215, that just seemed really low for a TPU. Personally, I print them at like 230, 235. But I went with 220, and I should have went a little colder. The bed temp was 30 to 40. I usually print the flexible stuff at 90, and again, I did use glue stick on the PEI sheet. It is non-abrasive, so yeah, I mean, it's okay. Most TPU prints are going to come out pretty stringy, which happens, but there are ways to combat it, and this one just not so much. All right, and I got some things here. This is orange PETG from USA 3D Filament. It was garbage. Horrible filament. This was my second attempt to try and print it. The first one was on my Hypercube, and that did not go well. After like the third layer, it jammed. So I put this on my Prusa i3 Mark III original, and it jammed again. We're maybe 8% into the model, not very far at all. It just didn't stick down at all. I mean, it was on the textured PEI sheet with glue stick. It just, I don't know, it just really didn't want to cooperate. That's gone. And then here's attempt number 2, and this was on the Anycubic i3 Mega. I figured, well, maybe that one, because I always get good PETG prints with that printer, so I have a really great sliced model for it. But if you look here in the side, you can see where it was fine, and then where it changes color. I think that is where it started to have too much moisture in the filament, which PETG is more susceptible to, than PLA. So probably needed to dry it, but I kind of expected it to be dry out of the bag since there's Deskin Pack in there. So I wasn't very happy. You can see how much infill I use. I use 2 perimeters, and I use 20% infill on all of these models. They're all exactly the same. It did look like it did a fair job, like over supports. Yeah, didn't do too bad of a job up there under the supports. Not bad at all. But overall printability, pretty bad. So I wouldn't recommend trying this out for anybody. So I thought I kind of got 4 really good filaments. The TPU one was okay, and then that 6th orange filament just didn't really hit the mark for me, and I was surprised that after printing on 3 different printers, I could not get a successful print, which was pretty sad. So yeah, so that was the April 2019 Mondo box. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you decided to get the box, you want to try it out, or if you have it, and hopefully some of these settings helped you guys out, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. Also, you can comment down below what you guys liked about the video and how you thought about the new format for these. If you guys want to stay tuned what's going on, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. You get email notifications or push notifications to your mobile device when I upload new content or go live. If you want to support me, one of the things you can do is become a patron. Do me $1 more. I appreciate that. You get access to my Patreon feed and the after show, which I do after most of my new videos. Other ways you can help out, there's some one-time links down below for donations, and there's a bunch of affiliate links with coupon codes down there as well. Be sure to check those out. Save yourself a couple bucks. And if you guys are watching the video, you're awesome as well. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, happy printing.